Okay, today we're going to learn about how to graph and write inequalities. Let's start with the definition. An inequality is a statement where two quantities are not equal. Okay, a statement where two quantities are not equal. Okay, let's look through this chart together that we're going to make. I'm going to show you the algebra. I'm going to show you the words. So what does it look like? How do I write it? How would I say it? So the words. And then how would I graph it? And we want 4 sections here. The first one is this one right here. And in words, we would say x is less than 5. If we were going to graph it, we would put a mark at 5 and put some values around it. Because there is no line under right here, at 5 we're going to have an open circle. And then values less than 5 would be like 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to shade my line, darken it that way. And that's it for that one. Let's try another one. X is greater than negative 1. So x is greater than negative 1. We're going to make our line, make our graph, put negative 1 and some values around it. We're going to put an open circle at negative 1. Again, open because there's no line under it. And we're going to shade values greater than negative 1. So values greater would be like 0, 1, 2, on and on and on. The next one, x is less than or equal to 1/2. Again, x is less than or equal to 1/2. I want to draw my line, my number line. I'm going to put 1/2 on there. I'm going to make it 0.5 just to make sure that you can see both the decimal and the fraction notation. I'm going to put a closed circle at 5 because when there is a line under, I do a closed circle. And values less than that would be like 0, negative 1/2, negative 1, negative 1.5, and on and on and on. If there is a line under the inequality, color in the circle with a closed dot. And finally, if I have x is greater than or equal to 0, I could write that as x is greater than or equal to 0. I'm going to put 0 on there, some values around it, a closed dot, again because there's a line underneath, and shade in the direction that is greater. Okay, just in case you're still struggling with those greater than or less than signs, I'm going to show you a way to remember that in just a second. If you're a person who learned about the alligator or some other kind of silly method, I want you to put that out of your mind because that is not the best way to do that, and it's not gotten you very far if you're still having questions about that. Let's work on how to graph first. So example, this is part A about graphing. Example number 1. B is less than negative 1.5. Okay, the first thing we want to figure out is it less or is it greater? This is the way to see it if you haven't memorized these. 1 is less than 2. See how I draw those dots? 1 is less than 2, right? So we know it's less. There's no line under, so it's going to be an open circle. I'm going to draw my number line. I'm going to put numbers on there like negative 1.5, negative 1, negative 0.5, 0, 0.5, on and on and on. Negative 2. I'm going to do an open circle at negative 1.5, and the numbers less than that would be shaded to the left. And that's my answer. Let's try one more like that. Example number 2. R is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, 2 is greater than 1, so this is greater. There's a line underneath, so it's a closed circle. Draw my number line, put 2 on there, some values around 2, put a closed dot at 2, and then numbers greater than that would be like 3, 4, 5, on and on and on. Okay, the last thing I want us to be able to do is to go the other way. So part B, how to write the inequality if I'm given the graph. So if I'm given this graph right here, of an open circle, shaded to the right, open and greater, right, because those values are greater. So greater and open is that symbol right there. My x goes on the first side always, and then I put my value, which is 4.5, because it's halfway between 4 and 5. Last one, example 4. If I have this line right here, I will notice that my dot is happening at -3, and we put x here. Okay, we know there's going to be a line underneath because it's a closed circle. And it's going to the left, so it is less than. Less than would be in that direction because 1 is less than 2. And that would be our answer to that piece. Your assignment for this is A8, and it is page 171, 16 to 23, 26 to 29. Good luck, and let me know if you have questions.